Alright, I'm going to make a plane from this carton paper. Okay, I found this one. This is actually from a long piece. Alright, so I just cut it. The length is about 530 mm. So okay, this will be the fuselage. Okay, so this is just carbon paper from Ikea. Okay, I don't know where I got it, but anyway. So look at it. I found that this side here will be a good aileron surface. Okay, and this end here will be good for the elevator. So the length is, let me see. Okay, about 900 mm. So I guess I can use probably 700 for the wing, and then the rest for elevator. I just removed this from flight test airplane. Okay, so it actually has the motor mount, and accidentally I found it fit very well. So if I probably slot this in, all right, and then I just shuffle it in. It's actually very tight. Okay, so I will probably use this Emax CF 2805. Okay, it's good for 2S, and also I think can use BS as well. Okay, so I've been using this prop, so I'm gonna use this one. All right, so this will be my next project. Well, I have finished the cutting. All right, so this is the elevator. All right, so this will be the rudder. All right, so I cut this to be about approximately 700 mm, and then I bend it. Okay, using the edge of the table. Okay, so that is how it is like. All right, so this part here, which is a cut from here, I will actually insert in the middle to create the curved surface. It's not a lot, but let me try it. Okay, so that's what I will do. So later on I'm going to glue it together. Alright, and see how I can fit it onto this tube here. So that will be the next steps. You've seen that actually I finished installing the elevator and also the rudder. Okay, so I'll just cut this open and then slot it in. I haven't really glued it in yet. Probably wait until the last minute. Okay, and that is the wing. All right, so this is 700 mm. So that will be the aileron surface. Okay, so I guess now is since I know what the motor will be, so this is where I'm gonna put it. Okay, so that is the I go. Okay, yeah, so adjust that later on. All right, so there will be the wing. Okay, so I have to decide which location I'm gonna put it. I'm planning to add dihedral on the ring, so I'll probably cut this up and then fold it up a little bit. So I also need to open up a space to put the battery, receivers, and also I have to find out where to install the servos for the aileron and also for the stabilizer. Okay, so there's still quite a bit of work to do. but that's roughly how it would look like. Yeah. So I actually weighed that. So the wing is 96. So the fuselage together with the motor, so that is 266 already. So I would believe with battery, we are talking about 350 grams. Okay. So that is, I guess, the target that we are looking at now. Right, basically the body is completed. So you see that, okay, so I did add a bit of dihedral on it. Okay, so what I did is just cut over the middle, and then hot glue it back again. So so kind of add a bit of angle. So I did have a bit of small tools which I can use to make my angle. Okay, that's what I did. And then after the glue is dry, so I put some tape on it to secure it. All right. So that is the wing. And then what I did on the fuselage is I cut this area open. All right. So after that, I ensure that if I put it on here, all right, so they are more or less parallel. Okay, I can still do some final adjustment on it. All right. So so that is the part. Right. So that's where the battery will go. So I cut this half open so that I can actually put my battery and then close it back later on. So that's what I did. So I will expect that the receiver will probably place over here. All right. The servo for the elevator somewhere around this location, depending on the length of the push rod that I have. All right. Of course, I still have to install the servo for the ailerons. Okay. So those are the things that I need to do. And then, of course, I have to find a way to secure the wing onto the fuselage. Either I glue it together, or I will actually put two rods in there, in this two side here, and then use a rubber band. Okay, so I haven't decided on that. So that will be the next steps. Putting the electronics and put everything together. So basically, I've already set up the paint. Okay, so let's start from the wing. Okay, so I put 2 4-gram servo in there. I mean, those are spare parts that I removed from the other plane. Okay, so I've just entered all the servo and also install the rod and canvas and then the hook, the horn. All right, so that's all been done. So I tested already. Okay, I did put a piece of this paper here so that when I actually slot it in, okay, so I have a guide. So it will be easier for me to center it. Okay, actually, this is not the right way. So this should be it. Yeah. All right. Okay. So those are the two servo for the aileron. For the rudder, I decided not to use it, so I can't fix it for the moment. For the elevator, so I have two choices. One is to put the servo in the fuselage. One is put it at the end. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a push rod which is long enough at the moment. So instead, I just install it at the end. Okay, so this is I just happened to find this this canvas set. Okay, it's just fits very nice in here. So if I use a servo tester to test it, so you found that it actually works very well. is the servo for the elevator. So the receiver will be placed in here. So I will use one of my old orange DSM2 receiver. Okay. So that should be in the elevator. Yeah, put it back there. All right. So when you put the wings on, okay, so that's where you can put the cable to the receiver. Right. So you know that I also open this up. Okay, so this is for the battery. So the motor is over here. The ESC is actually stuck inside here. So that's where the battery will go. All right. So it fits very well. This is a VS Nanotech VS 460. So you can put a bigger one in there. So there's a bit of room to shift. All right. So that you can actually adjust the CG if you want to. To tie the ring to the fuselage, so at the end I decided to use rubber band. Okay, so I put the two bamboo stick in these two locations, so that should fit fairly well. Right, so you snap that in, center it. All right, so you put the rubber band around here, so that should be okay. So the most important is you should check whether the wing surface parallel with the elevator and then vertical with the rudder. So if you look at it, it actually fits fairly well. All right. So I did spend a bit of time to adjust it, mainly because when I cut this face open, so one side is higher than the other side. So when the wings sit on it, okay, so it happened to be slightly tilted. So I actually trim off with this side here. So at least make it try to make as even as possible. Okay. So you probably notice that actually after I trim it off, I put some hot glue there so that cuff to protect the paper. Not sure I can find it tomorrow. It's raining. It's been raining for a while. But before I actually will find it, I will actually put some packing tape around the fuselage, maybe the wing as well, to make it look nicer. Of course, at the same time protect the carton paper as well. All right, so basically that is the build for this. A carton plane. All right, carton paper plane. With the battery, the overall weight is about 340 grams. So it's slightly heavy. I don't think. 2S might be a bit too underpowered. So definitely I will go with the 3S. So that's how it looks. All right. So that's the motor. The wingspan is 700 millimeter. The length from tip to tip, it will be around 600. Okay, because the fuselage itself is 530. So with the length of the motor and also the aileron control surface, so that may be about 600. Okay, so so it balanced very well right here. In fact, when I actually with the battery, of course. So if I stop the battery in there, okay. So it balanced right around, this location here. All right. So this is about 1/3 of the wing core. So that should be right. In fact, when I actually open this fuselage up, I already put all the weight. The distribution of all the weight on it, so that I know roughly how the weights are distributed. and then I know that roughly around this location where the wing should go. If we go too high, okay, we left very little space for it to adjust the weight. If you go too low, all right, so it end up to be maybe a bit nose heavy. All right, so that's what I did. So that's why I mean the CG come to be so optimal. All right, so that is the end of my another scratch build.